why do you want a discount? Like what? You're right, because you know me, like you're not gonna go into Nike and ask for a discount. You know, it's not that simple. Like you got to think about like if you want to support me, support me. If you want to support me at a discount, I don't really need you.
Welcome to another episode of Follow Suit. As always, I am your host, P.O., and we are here at the Charlotte Podcast Studio. Today, we have a very, very special guest to me. Good young brother of mine, man. I call him a little bro. We survived corporate together as well. He is the owner and creative of the brilliant brand Trionfo. I'll let him dive into that a little more. We have Sham Hicks. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here.
I appreciate you. So when you got started into building your company and building your brand, like when you are a creative, you go to school for certain things, a lot of people don't initially see the vision and see the route. To get things kicked off, I want to ask you, like, what was it that triggered you to say, I'm taking this leap, I'm about to do it, this is what I want to do?
So it started really, it happened on accident, right? So growing up, I drew a lot. I knew how to go to the mall, draw something up, and just put it on a t-shirt. So this had to be one fall break, coming home from school. I made a hoodie and I was bored. I put it on my Instagram and people was like, oh, I need one. And then within a matter of not even 24 hours, I sold 15 hoodies.
Really?
Right. So in my head, you know, you in college.
That's yeah.
You only getting a refund check.
Yeah.
This before NIL, all that. So all I know is one refund check a semester. I just made half the refund check selling 15 hoodies.
Damn.
It's like, all right, well, let's do some of this. And then I never thought about doing clothes for the money, but the money just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Right. So I couldn't say no to it. And it was a passion I could turn into a real, you know, business career.
Yeah,
like honestly at that point, and then from there I just hit the ground running and I ain't look back.
So when you was doing that though, because like in college, you would get a lot of people like, I ain't really, you know, people like to hate and stuff like that. So like, did a lot of people see your vision out the gate, whether it was friends who were just gassing it up, or did you have real like support and backing from your family? Like, what was that part of it like, especially with you being a kid on scholarship?
Really, truthfully, it's a mix of both. Like, you're gonna have people that hate, you're gonna have people that like it, you're gonna have family members that support you, you're gonna have family members like, do you really want to do this? So you stick to your degree, you know. But for me, everyone in my family supported it because they knew I was creative. Like they always seen the vision that everything I was doing, anything I put my mind to, if I put my mind to it, I could do it. So from a family standpoint, I never had anyone kind of like talk down on it. You know, they always supported me. It's weird when they try to buy things though, because it's kind of like, that's my family. I don't want your money. You know, I'm doing it for me, not for you to come support me. Like, and it's cool that they do support me, and I really appreciate them. But then I also had teammates. I had a couple friends. I mean, they criticized me. I asked for the criticism because what my eye see, you might not see the same vision. And what you see, I might not see it. But as a business owner, you kind of got to like things your own way, but you also got to take in consideration there's the customers, right? Because they're the ones that's going to be consuming it and buying it.
Right.
So you got to see their point of view of things. Like they might like it in this colorway. They might like it a little detail different on this piece, right? So like all that, I kind of like took it in, and everything to me was positive. Even people that didn't see the vision, if they didn't see the vision, I asked them why not, right? And then just to see their point of view, and if I need to tweak something, or I need to do something they like. If they tell me something they like that I don't agree with, I see if other people's agree with what they saying. You know, it's like you got to take it all in. And like if it's hating, if you ain't got nobody hating, you're not doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
So from a vulnerability standpoint, right? Like, because that's hard. Like, you created it. And Erykah Badu famously said, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Yeah.
So, like, for you, you spent time drawing this. You spent time putting it together. For somebody to turn around, the first no you got, like, what was that pushback like mentally on you when the first person that gave you criticism? Because I agree. You don't need yes man. You need people that's gonna tell you like, hey, I ain't feeling that. So what was that initial pushback like? The reaction for you?
Man, sometimes I kind of take the no's with a grain of salt, just depending on the situation, right? So like the first no I ever heard is from one of my friends, and I mean, I don't really consider myself a fashion person. I want to say I like fashion, obviously, but like I think I'm just fly, you know. Like I got swag. That's how I kind of carry myself. I ain't into the fashion world, but he wasn't into none of that. Like he didn't wear the cool clothes. He didn't wear the matching clothes. He wasn't wearing like what was hot. You know, like he just wore whatever. He didn't care.
Just regular,
right? And I'm like, I mean, I could take your opinion and run with it, or I can just be like, all right, I don't really care what you just said. But my whole mindset was, like I said before, is like, ask, well, why you say no? Like, what's wrong with it? Tell me what's wrong with it. Don't just say you don't like it. Like, tell me what's it missing? What is it doing too much? Like, what is
Yeah.
it? And then from there, the criticism is like, I at first I kind of like dwelled on it, like, bro, he hating. But then I thought about it, like, man, if everybody like your product, something ain't right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? Like
yeah.
you need somebody to tell you, oh, nah, I don't really like this. Because like you might get 1,000 no's, but that one yes could turn around and
And that's what come with it, cause like I remember when we was in sales, I used to always tell y'all like, man, I loved when we would get through to somebody, even if it's a CEO. If he say no, that's fine. That shit worked. I got in touch with you, bro.
Right.
And that's the mindset that people don't understand when you're trying to build something. It's not about like always getting the door to open. But if I tried a strategy and I reached out, like the last guest I reached out to them on Instagram. They got a big following and all of that, but I just shot my shot and it worked. So like every time you do something like that, you never know what type of reaction you're gonna get. You just gotta go into it with like that fearless mentality.
No, for sure.
When you was first, like, I know you say people might have been hating or might not have been hating, but like what was it to really start investing actual money into the business and mapping the plan out? Because people often think like, you got a business, you got it like that, you got a business, give me a discount. So what is that relationship like now with those people who was the initial supporters? And then now that you having success, do they still look at it the same way? Like, oh, I was there from the beginning, bro.
And it's always, you always gonna have them kind of people. And I look out for people that look out for me, right? You help me out, I'm help you out, right? That's kind of how I kind of look at it. But at the same time, it gets to a certain point in life where you kind of gotta be like, all right, well, this is a business. Like I got a threshold I have to stay at. I got a dollar sign amount that I got to worry about. Like I'm investing my real money into this, right? I can't just be giving stuff out for free sometimes. But there are people that I have a couple customers that have bought everything, right? And but on my end with people like that, so in any type of business, I kind of calculate everything out: profit margins, revenue, sales, et cetera, how much I'm paying for the cost of goods. And I think about, all right, so if this customer has shot with me every single time, I'm gonna look out.
gonna show them love,
I'm gonna show them some love. I'm gonna throw them a hat. I'm gonna throw them an extra shirt. I'm gonna show them some appreciation. Like it's kind of like that with any business though. You got the rewards programs, right? You know, and that's how I kind of want to look at it. And there are people that ask for discounts all the time and they've never bought from me. You know, right? And I'm like, why do you want a discount?
Because
like,
they know you.
You're right, because you know me. Like you're not gonna go into Nike and ask for a discount. It's not that simple. Like you got to think about like if you want to support me, support me. If you want to support me at a discount, I don't really need you. Like,
it don't work like that.
It don't really work like that. And I wish people could understand it that way and see it from that point of view. But they just see it from you, my friend. Why you can't look out?
Again, to your point, they wouldn't go into the big stores and do that. And then once we get out of that mindset and look at the black man and the black dollar the same that we look at Nike, Reebok, or whatever it is, Polo. Once we appreciate it the same, then we'll be able to grow.
Exactly.
How old are you, Sham?
I'm 26.
All right. So listen, at 26, I just have to say, I'm 37, and as a friend, it's beautiful to see a young black man talk this educated about it. But you was always like that since I met you.
I appreciate
which
that.
is why when you was like, you had clothes, I bought a hat on the spot because it was just like, I love to see that type of shit.
Yeah.
So what was it? Because you talking about profit margins and all of that. I want to step into that a little more because most of our people don't even know about credit, right? They don't know how credit work. And at that age, I didn't even really know how it worked until I got with my wife. So like, who was it that put that in you? Was it something you learned in school, or who was it that really sat you down and taught you the game of business, handling your business, how to budget your money, the importance of budgeting your money? Like, who really put that into your mind?
I can really split that down. So in terms of life, my parents really, it come from an early age. I come from a two parent household. Mom and dad, they preach, don't make the same mistakes I made. Money draws a lot, credit draws a lot. But at the same time, you can't have both if you spend all your money.
Yeah.
Right. So that I kind of had a grasp on budgeting already. But like I always spent money, but it's like I always had money to save up to spend the money first.
Right.
That's from life. But from a business aspect, it's trial and error. I learned something new every day. Like earlier, before we was walking in, when God was telling you about how to with taxes and everything. I want to go into the specifics or whatever. But those are things I've been learning too on my end. And like, it's certain people you meet in life depending on the demographic they come from, that'll teach you this
Yeah.
and tell you this. Then there's other demographics. They like, I had to learn it on my own. You got to learn it on your own, right? So me, I ask a lot of questions. I get around a lot of people. I like to be in rooms with people that are doing far better than me, so I can ask how did they get there, right?
Absolutely.
And in terms of business and credit and profits, revenue, all this stuff, it's trial and error. Like when I first started out, I'm like, okay, I done made a couple $1,000s. I spent only a couple hundred. Now what? Right. At being 22 with you went from making like 3,000 a semester with a refund check, having to spend your money on rent, whatever you want to do, going on spring break trips, whatever, going to you just did that in a weekend.
Now
How do
it's
you
gone.
right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you so like early on I had the problem of I was like, I've never seen as much money. Why am I spending so much of it? Now it's more so I'm getting the money in. Let's see who else has the same business, and let's see how their business model looks like.
Yeah.
Are they reinvesting into their brand? What does their credit look like? And one thing I learned over the last year is credit is king.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
I never knew that. Like I never thought about it. Like all I knew was I had money. Like I never thought about using credit. So
100%. Yeah.
the last, if I had to say, probably last 13 months, I probably out of my own pocket versus credit, I probably spent only 20% of my own money compared to how much I spent out of credit.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's a big thing. Like I said, until I got with my wife, because like her parents taught her
Yeah.
credit. My parents was just kind of learning it on the fly, and then once they got it right, they would say it to me, but they never was teaching me. And it's no shot at my
Yeah.
parents. My parents were great. I had two family household, and my parents are doing well for themselves. But the credit aspect wasn't something that was taught. It wasn't taught in our classrooms. It wasn't taught in our households. But my wife, it was something that she had instilled in her. And I would be like, how you just told me you ain't have no money. How you going shopping? Oh, my credit.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
But it was just like that you pay it off and then rebuild. So she helped me rebuild mine. But like you said, the man outside, right? I never met that man. You would have thought I've been talking to him for years. That was the first time I ever met him. And he's dropping
Yeah.
jewels about, and this is a white man. You know what I mean?
You would never
So
think that.
you can't be closed-minded to learn from different people. You got to be willing to. He was in here looking for different buildings and stuff that he wanted to buy, and he just saw that we was doing something professional.
Yeah.
And ultimately, people just want to see that. If they see you trying to do something positive, it don't really matter what you look like. They want to try and share the game because somebody probably shared the game with them.
Exactly.
When we was in corporate, that's how I felt about y'all, and I know that. The people who were above me didn't like that.
Yeah.
They didn't like that I was close with y'all, but I felt like it was a priority of mine to share with young black men. Like
Yeah.
I was the highest ranking black person at the job, but
Yeah.
I had to share with y'all. Like, no, this is how we do it. Or if you got something else you want to do, you need to prioritize that because if
Yeah.
something happened, they will replace you. You know what I mean? So with you trying to balance out of transitioning from, because I know you still work full time and you still building a company, what is that balance like for you?
Yeah, truthfully, it's tough. Sometimes it's tough. Life is tough regardless, but it's tougher when you're trying to juggle a business, social life, a 9 to 5. Like you said, like corporate. I've been climbing the ladder. Like I'm in leadership now, right? And not a lot of people at 26 can say that,
No.
right? That plus running a business, where there's some months my business makes way more money than my corporate job works. I'm like, do I really need the corporate job?
Yeah.
I done had doing these streetwear pop-ups and traveling, whatever. I've done weekends where I've made over 10,000. It's like, all right, that's 2 months worth of work that I just did in 2 days.
Do
Not
I need
even
to do
full
that?
2 days. It's like,
Yeah.
do I really need to go back to working for the man, waking up
Right,
on a
right.
schedule, right? But it's like at the same time, the way I see it, it's kind of like working 9 to 5 is not the end all be all, right? The 9 to 5 can fund your business.
Yeah,
And that's how
facts.
I've been doing it for like the last year and a half, where I'm like, all right, I might spend all my money, invest all my money into myself, and I can quadruple it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like trying to balance it gets hard because one thing I done learned about like 2 weeks ago is you need a team. Right. I've been doing this thing kind of, I wouldn't say by myself, but basically by
The
myself.
boatload of it,
You know,
yeah.
my boatload, putting all the money into it, designing, sourcing, planning, etc. Like doing a lot of that stuff myself. And I've been learning lately that you need a team. So,
So from a again from a vulnerable standpoint, right?
yeah.
This is your dream. This is your baby. You birthed it, you protected it, you built it. now to invite somebody else into this space, and it's like now I got to trust you to love it the same way I love it, or to at least care about it the same way that I care about it. Because you said you need a team. Now, how do you go about finding those people? What is that mentally like? What is that process like in your mind?
And so in my head, right? So like I kind of have a team. More so, it's kind of like it's not set in stone, right? So like my younger brother do a lot of stuff with me when I'm doing these events. He's there with me at my side at every event, helping me out. He'll literally tell me, "Don't give me no money," like, and that's how he is. My older brother come around, he'll help me out. He'll do the same thing. He don't want no money. But it gets to a point where it's like, all right, this is your time and effort. At some point in time, we need to do this all full time. We
Yeah.
gotta all go in, all in. Like, and that's one thing I haven't did yet. Like, I feel like I didn't put a lot of effort into it, but I haven't gone all in into the business. So in order for me to build a team, I gotta be in that same headspace of, all right, well, we all gonna do it. We all gonna be all in and trying to pick the right people. I mean, like, you gotta think like, I'm a pretty cool dude. I hang around really level-headed guys. It ain't that hard to pick and choose. Like, all right, well, this like you into fashion. I like clothes. I like creating stuff. You can bring the fashion element of stuff that I might not know. You can bring in the fashion element of knowing different materials, different places to go, different events because you know fashion.
Yeah.
Combine it together. You can get the connections because you are on a college campus. You can reach out to people or et cetera. Like just trying to figure out how everyone can or anyone that
Yeah.
I want to build on the team can fit into to make the puzzle all go together. And the only thing that's hard about it is like I don't want to second guess myself. I don't want
Yeah.
to make a mistake. Like every little mistake in business is
It's costly.
it's costly.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
costly.
done made a lot of mistakes, and it's like at the point I'm at now, I'm like I'm trying to go forward.
Yeah.
I need everyone to have that same mindset. So the last couple of weeks, I've been just trying to like think about like how would I want the team to look. Asking people that I know that got successful brands, how does their team structure look? And then I've been talking to people. Some people they say they got 10 people on their team. In my head, I'm like 10.
10 ain't that many though. It sound crazy,
It sound
but
crazy though.
it ain't.
It sound crazy.
But like, see, the first time I did the podcast, right, I was winging it. Like, I was back home, I was building, but
Yeah.
I didn't have a consistent. Like, I had a producer who I used every time, but they weren't the producers of my show. When I came to the studio, it wasn't a studio. I went to my mother-in-law's bakery, and we would just set up in the bakery, and I'm setting stuff up, setting up tripods, and
so you done came a long way.
yeah, well, I'm trying to, but it's just like
yeah.
it's different now because like now my wife and one of my good friends are like, nope, we don't want you to think about the creative side. Just go and just be. And then when I come here, you see them. Well, you weren't here for the first episode, but they were setting everything up in here. And Charlotte Podcast Studio does a great job of doing that. So shout out to them. But it makes it very easy for me to come in here and just have this conversation without having to stress about everything else. So I would say when building a business and picking your team, pick people who that can specialize in something that you know you weak at or that you got to get better at.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like, you still got to be assertive with them and let them know like, hey, this is how I want it done. But at the end of the day, don't be afraid to learn from somebody who like is better at something than you are. Because that's if I got to sit there and set a camera up, the shit ain't gonna happen. So that's just how it is. Now, what's the next stage for you? Like, because I know you say you want to go all in, and you scared to second guess yourself. But like, what is going all in to you? What does that look like in your mind?
And so, this gonna piggyback off what you just said, like getting someone on the team that can help with your weak spots, right? My weakest part is marketing, right? Like I can post my stuff on my page. I mean, people like
It's
me, they're
different,
gonna
yeah.
like my stuff,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to get views because people genuinely like me and they follow me. In a business though, you gotta have your stuff in front of people. Like the more eyes you see, is the more customers you can potentially get, right? I have a problem where like I'm doing the creating, I'm designing. Now I'm like I do photography too, so it's like I'm taking
That's right,
pictures.
that's right,
Right. So
damn.
I'm doing a lot, but the marketing side is like I need that. That's like in business, that's more important than the product.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like if you got a good product, it's not gonna matter if no one saw it.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, so like it's more so trying to figure out like how can I get the marketing up to level the creativity, right? Like right now, it's like when I do these pop-up shops, right? In pop-up shops, I've made well over probably like close to $50,000 like in the last 2.5 years doing pop-up shops, right? online is not even. It's probably like half of that, right?
Why? Because of the marketing?
Just because I'm in person, you see my stuff. Like if you see it,
Yeah, I want to get. I like that. I want to buy
right?
it. Yeah,
But online, it's like I got to get it in front of you for you to see it.
Yeah.
That's where it's lacking, right? So I meet people that's the opposite way. Like in person, they can't sell because they product not cool. But online, they pushing it in front of people. It's like if you push your stuff in front of 1,000 people a day, you get 5 people to buy, and that
Yeah,
you keep doing
yeah.
that same process over and over. You know what I'm saying? So like my whole thing now is I done grown a lot in terms of creating clothes, knowing what people like, knowing what colorways people like, knowing simplicity, knowing when to go above and beyond. Now I just need the marketing,
yeah.
right, to tie it all together.
So that's well, one, I love the diversity of the clothes. Every day I see you post something, and it's like, damn, that's a dope T-shirt.
I
But then
appreciate
like
that.
the polo, and then the denim cutoffs is crazy. And it be stuff that I'd be like, damn, I wouldn't particularly wear it, but like that's just because that's not my style of stuff. But
Right.
I know because my wife was like, oh, yeah, that's fire.
Yeah,
But I couldn't see
appreciate
you
that.
wear it, but it's fire.
Yeah.
So I just love the diversity in it because like, and I try and be supportive of that, whether I'm buying it or not, just to try and encourage you to keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think a lot of people just understand that aspect of it. And that's why on my show, I try and wear people's stuff because it's free promotion. I'm
It
not
is.
asking you for, hey, give me free clothes or, I don't want none of that. I just want to show it just to help you or the next person or wherever because I think that's what it's all about.
I appreciate that.
The name Trionfo.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is, and how you came up with that name and what
I
it
feel
means?
like I love talking about it because it's always so funny. Everybody at every single moment in the story, everybody laughs. So it started with Triumph, obviously, right?
Yep.
And growing up in like not even growing up, just in college, I always put it on the back of my hat, Triumph. Like I just put the word Triumph on the back of my hat. And like I said, when I made the hoodies, I just put Triumph on it just because I'm like, I've been playing with the word on the back of hats. I might as well put it on the hoodie.
Yeah.
And I ran with it, right? Because like Triumph just means like to be victorious, win, succeed, right? So I'm like in my head, all right, cool. Let's do that. Let's do Triumph. Did that for what, like 6 months, 7 months? But a lot of people kept saying it looked like Trump.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
bro, it's funny. It's funny because the hat I bought is a Triumph hat.
Yeah.
And when I went back home, my uncle was like, nigga, you got a Trump hat on?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, no, man. Because it get bent a little. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
man, it's just my
bro.
homie stuff back in Charlotte.
Yeah, bro. So because I had some red shorts that had Triumph across, and if you don't got 20/20 vision, it's gonna look like Trump, right?
And then it's on the shorts. And
It's on the
yeah,
shorts,
yeah.
right? So in my head, I'm like, man, I'm tired of hearing everybody say Trump. I'm tired of hearing that. Like this, not like I'm not trying to do that. So what I did was, man, I'm like, what can I name it? Change it to? Everybody like, bro, just look up what you think it should be. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to change it though.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So I went through and just seen all the words that met Triumph because like I've been running with it for the last since like 2017.
Yeah.
So I just going down a list of words. I'm like, Trionfo. That sound like that could be something. Like it
Yeah,
don't sound
yeah.
like something crazy where you see all these brands that like that'll do like motion this, motion that, or some crazy name. Like I can give you a real meaning behind it, right? So like I said, it's Triumph. That's like win, success, succeed. So a lot of the stuff I do is around winning, right? The shirts you wearing, when you think of winning, what you think of rings, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
it's like a lot of symbolism into it, right? So I kind of like to try to play off of that. And then I just been running with Trionfo for the last 2 years now. And I put the libs on the back end because we kind of like killed the first part of the brand and then we revived it. So now it lives, right? And that's just kind of how I've been going
Yeah,
about the
yo.
last 2.5 years.
It's dope too because it don't sound like somebody you know. Like like if I post something on Facebook, right, and I say like this album was dope.
Yeah.
If I tag the person whose album it was, my Facebook following not gonna like it. Like, oh, that's one of his friends. He know that.
Yeah.
But if I just say I got this shirt from Trionfo, that
It
don't sound like the
yeah.
neighborhood shit. It sounds like something
Yeah.
that you had to go somewhere to get it.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the quality is there. The diversity of it is there. The flavor of it is there. And don't say you ain't a fashion person, bro. Cut it out.
Nah, cause like
You should have seen them at the corporate office, man. They coming in there.
Listen, it's
They
a difference, though.
It was a damn sneakerhead fest at the corporate
sneakers
office.
are
It was
fly though. Like so, like you might not be hip, like you're not into clothes and fashion, streetwear like I am. So like being a fashion, people like they push limits trying to be cool with the clothes, mix and match. People like I don't know if you ever seen runway stuff. How they
Yeah,
dress
yeah,
on the
yeah.
runway. They wearing that and they regular every day.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Oh, I got
I'm fly. Like I just
yeah.
got like I just try to carry myself with swag.
Yeah.
Cause I like the clothes is cool. Like I'm gonna put it together to look cool. I'm not putting it together so I can post a picture and you like, oh, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nah, like I'm not a fashion
I
guy.
get
You know
what
what
you're
I'm saying? Like
saying. Yeah,
in that element. I like fashion though, but when I say fashion guy, I mean
you're
that's
not
not
Met
gonna
Gala.
yeah,
You
no,
more
no, no,
like
no, no.
Wale.
Yeah, it's just a fly dude.
I
You know
got
what I'm
you.
saying?
I
Like
got you.
that's the kind of realm I try to stay in. I be trying not to do too much.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
to try to do too little, like just in between.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that fits. So if there was just trying to change it up and get to know you a little better, if there was one narrative that you can change about black business owners or black creatives, what would that narrative be?
Um, I would say a narrative I would try to change. That's a good question. I feel like the narrative, like I would change it, but I'm one of the people that kind of like been trying to go against it for a while, but gatekeeping. We gatekeep a lot. Like, and obviously I get gatekeeping. I get why people hate. I get why people gatekeep. Like, obviously it gotta balance out. Someone has to do it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And but it gets to a point where it's like, why as a creator that someone you don't know, someone that doesn't have your following, why do you care if they're asking you why you did this, how you did this, XYZ?
Yeah.
Right. It's not that serious. Like, I don't gatekeep. I gatekeep some stuff, but a lot of people know me. I've helped a lot of people out in terms of getting them started with a brand, and like I have a couple cousins that try to do the creative process of different things.
Yeah.
They'll reach out to me. They want to do clothes. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you every little thing. My cousin actually just launched a brand called Clover, like late part of last year. And I helped him show him how to do the design process, how to source, how to do size charts, like every little detail about it. Because what he was trying to do, he didn't understand. Like it's not what you see on social media. It make it out like that clothes is just so easy. It's not. Like there's a lot of time, effort, and money that go into it on the back end.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that till I showed him. Like I'm like, bro, this
It's real out here.
It's real. Like I don't think I posted. I got this jacket that I'm gonna post either today or tomorrow. I've been working on it since probably April. The final piece, like how I want it to be completed, just got finished today, this morning, right? And it's like that took 6 months, 5 months, right? It's a lot of time going to it, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are gatekeep, man. Like I got friends that they're doing pretty successful. Right, like I try not to ask specifically certain questions, like how did you get your brand to go overnight from this to that?
Yeah.
Like they're doing X amount a month, et cetera, and like they kind of like try to say it without saying it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's kind of like I don't have the same audience you have. Why do you care?
I'm not going to take away from what you got going on.
Like,
and at the end of the day, there's billions of people in the world. Clothes is going to be worn.
Clothes is going to be worn, and it's like I can see if I'm copying you. Like, all right, that's your brand. I'm gonna do the same shirt.
Yeah,
right?
That's crazy.
I get that, but it's like the avenue you could be in and the avenue I'm in is not the same thing. I just want to know what was your model.
Yeah,
Like, what did you do, right? And a lot of creators, even black owners, they kind of do that, and like they kind of gatekeep and want to keep it to themselves. Like, oh, I had to do it myself. Why you can't? Right?
And that's I say that about our people a lot. That's one thing I do hate. And Jay-Z got a famous line. He say, I heard motherfuckers saying they made Hove, and that made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove.
Yeah,
if you can do it again.
Do it again.
So
yeah.
for me to you, my thing would be like, don't change the way you are, because you can give somebody the ingredients on how to do it, but they got to have a vision in mind.
Yeah,
They can't
exactly.
design the way you design.
That's exactly.
So keep doing you.
And that's what I tell my cousin, because like he asked me questions, and like I'm on the phone. I'm gonna tell you everything I done did. I'm gonna give you the manufacturers I didn't use. I'm gonna tell you how to source it, how to get the pricing you want. I'm gonna show you my business model, how to actually make money. Because one thing people don't realize, in a product-based business, you have to spend your money to make money. But if I'm going to spend $30 a hoodie, why am I only charging $60 when I gotta get shipping to me?
Yeah, that's another $45.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Something
saying?
crazy.
Like
yeah.
you gotta start charging more. You gotta do calculations, real math. You can't just be like, all right, I paid 30, I'm gonna charge 60.
No.
Like now you gotta factor in supplies, you gotta factor in shipping, you gotta factor in, you gotta pay taxes, you gotta factor all that in. no, a lot of people aren't thinking that way. Like I'm thinking of it from longevity. Like you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
It's pointless to spend $500, do all this work just to make 800, and then after the 800, you probably only keep 150
Yeah, especially if you can't make another bulk order
with what you
with
just
what you just made.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I
Like
understand. I
trying to
understand.
repeat the cycle is like you gotta. People don't. I think a lot of people gatekeep that because like you'll see. You might not see it because you're not like in the space, but when you in this clothing space, you see a lot of people they'll make XYZ and they'll go spend all of it
Yeah.
not on their business.
Yeah.
And then one thing I'm huge on why I make so many different products because like you never know what's gonna be your winning product, right?
Yeah, facts.
But once I got the winning product, I done did so many other products. You like that one product, you're bound to like something else. So
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
keep repeating that.
yeah.
But like some people, they'll harp on one product and then they'll do a big marketing on it, whatever. And then now it's like, now what? You did that. That drop did XYZ, but how you gonna follow it up, right?
Yeah.
And like you gotta think about it from the longevity of everything. Like
Well, like for me, like I love this shirt I got on, right? It's comfortable. It's me. Like I'm a t-shirt guy every day. I've been in the gym a little bit. It made me feel all right. But I love the shirt you got on. So that like, okay, if I was to go order again, it's like, okay, I know the shirt I already got is good quality. I would imagine that
The next shirt will be the
next
same.
shirt gonna have the same type of
Yeah.
quality. One of the last questions I want to ask you, because like when I got a lot of downtime, I got to remind myself because I got a wife and kids, and sometimes I don't like to like have to think. Like sometimes I just want to be empty minded. I'll hop on the game at like midnight and
Yeah.
do that. So when you got downtime and you got to remind yourself, what's that guilty pleasure that you have that you got to fight to remind yourself to stay busy? Because I'd be like, damn man, I want to play the game, but I could also inbox like 30 brands or 30 different people about the show.
Yeah.
So what's that guilty pleasure you got that
My
you got to
guilty
fight?
pleasure, bro, where I'm free time in my head. And it's gonna sound cliche, but designer. Yeah, I should have brought my iPad. Like the way I can see and create things, I can redo it. I can see one thing and I could twist it and do something completely different. But I'll just grab my iPad. Like I'm thinking, like if I'm at night, it's nighttime, and I'm like, man, my mind racing. Time, I need time to go faster, or I can't. I just want to get my own zone. I go grab my iPad. I go get my Mac. I just get in design mode. It's hours. It's times like my girlfriend to tell me like, "Are you listening to me?" And it's like in my head, I'm not because I'm so locked in.
You
I'm
locked in,
so
yeah,
focused
yeah.
on my iPad and my Mac. I'm not hearing nothing else. Like I kid you not. This would have been maybe 3 weeks ago. And I got my iPad because like I was just sitting at the house on a Sunday. Ain't no football on, ain't no sports on. I'm at the house. I grabbed my iPad. Next thing y'all know, it was 9 o'clock. 5 hours then flew by.
Just went by,
I
yeah.
didn't realize it. Like I didn't eat. I didn't move. My iPad plugged into the charger. I ain't even looked at my phone, but maybe once, and then
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. Like,
But the people that go like crazy about it, like the last guest I had was talking about Kanye is a big inspiration to her. He is though, because he was a mad genius. He would lock himself in a room and just I got to get this done, got to get this done, and that's what it takes sometimes. So I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, man. I
appreciate it.
remember when you was getting it going,
Yeah.
and it was just like, damn, he's still going, and it's like. It's good to see, man, on a professional level,
appreciate
a
that.
friendship level, and all of that, bro.
I appreciate that.
That's it for another episode of Follow Suit. Like I always say, man, as a culture, we've been dealt a bad hand and they expect us to follow suit, but we're going to change the narrative of that. I'm your host, P.O. Shout out to Gold Level Spirits for the drinking glasses. We got Sham and Trionfo here. Love y'all, Charlotte Podcast Studios. Y'all have a good one.